I tried not to smile at how flustered Nora was. She clearly had something planned, and I was curious to see how far she'd take it. Her nervous fidgeting only made me more curious as I locked the front door. Part of me wanted to pull her closer, too close, but that would be a terrible idea. The thought of having her nearby was irresistible. I told myself I was just looking out for my best friend's daughter, nothing more, but deep down, I knew it wasn't true. I wanted to protect her, but I also wanted her more than I should. Her tiny skirt caught my eye as she led the way to her car. I couldn't stop noticing the curve of her body. This was going to be trouble. "Let me clean up first," she said, standing in front of the passenger door. "Relax," I said, gently moving her aside. "If we're going to be roommates, I should at least know what I'm getting into." I noticed the binoculars in the front seat as she opened the door. Then, a faint scent filled the air, something unmistakable. My mind raced, trying to figure out if I was imagining it. Her flushed cheeks confirmed I wasn't. I raised an eyebrow. "Birdwatching?" She quickly looked away. "Just a new hobby," she muttered, her voice soft and almost too innocent. I couldn't help but smile. Was she watching me? The thought made my pulse race. I tried to focus, but every time I glanced at her, my thoughts would wander. She was becoming impossible to ignore. I slid into the passenger seat, inhaling her sweet scent. This was going to be harder than I expected. I could feel the tension building between us. When she got into the driver's seat, I glanced at the binoculars again, then back at her. The thought of her being so close, just within reach, made my heart race, and I could barely contain the attraction. "I'll keep these handy," I said, offering them back to her, "in case we spot any rare birds." She snatched them away quickly, her face flushing. "It's normal to have binoculars." "Absolutely," I agreed, my voice steady. "Just don't spy on the neighbors. Wouldn't want them thinking I'm a perv." She laughed softly, though there was a hint of embarrassment in her eyes. I could tell she was trying to play it cool, but I saw the way she avoided meeting my gaze. We were both dancing around something we couldn't quite name. As she drove, I studied her. The way her skirt rode up just a little more, barely covering her. Her shirt clung to her body, outlining every curve, and I couldn't stop myself from looking. My thoughts kept drifting back to the idea of what it would be like if she were closer, if she weren't just out of reach. When we arrived at her parents' house, she gripped the steering wheel tightly, her knuckles pale. "You won't let me move in unless they agree, right?" she whispered, voice trembling slightly. "We'll convince them," I said, gently squeezing her arm. Her smile made everything worth it, and for a moment, I almost forgot about the tension between us. "Thanks, Ethan," she squealed, throwing herself into my arms. I caught her instinctively, feeling the weight of her body pressed against mine. The way her body felt against mine, even for that brief moment, was more than enough to make me crave more. I pulled back, kissing her hair softly. "Let's handle this." It was the only way I could keep my composure. Inside, Ben and Steph paused their TV show when we walked in. Ben waved me into the kitchen, handing me a beer. I'd known him my whole life, but now everything felt different. How would he react to his daughter moving in with me? "So, what's up?" Ben asked casually, cracking open his own beer. "Nora had questions about college commutes," I said, leaning against the counter. I tried to keep my voice steady, but the tension inside me was building. It wasn't just about the commute, it was everything else. "Right, her 30-minute ordeal. He chuckled, like it's a cross-country trip. I caught a glimpse of Nora and her mom entering the room. It was now or never. "Actually," I said, stepping closer to Ben, "I'm renting out my spare room. You know how much I appreciated affordable housing when I was in grad school." Ben raised an eyebrow but didn't press further. It was done. Now, I just had to wait and see how they'd respond.